Alors, maintenant, à propos de la qualité des reines, qu'est-ce que tu peux nous dire? Et puis aussi, bah, je sais pas, à propos de la fécondation, à propos de tout, quoi.
Well, the quality of a queen, there is three major cornerstones when you're
Yes.
talking about the quality of a queen. First of all, there's inheritance in the queen. How is the genetics? That's one thing. Secondly, is how the queens are produced, the basic work in raising queens, and third, you have the mating. And I have over the years I've been talking to a lot of beekeepers, small beekeepers, commercial beekeepers, whatsoever, who hasn't got the understanding for that. Because if you buy a breeder queen for 500 euros or 1,000 euros, you will get nothing if you don't know how to raise virgins. Maybe you're lucky to find a good breeder queen. Maybe you are able to raise virgins. But if you don't have the drones for getting them mated properly, it's also a waste. So the fact is that if you want to produce a good queen, there's a number of things that has to be accomplished. But another thing very important to mention here is that, well, overall, when you're looking at beekeeping, there's only one thing where you have no influence, and that's the weather.
The weather, okay.
Yeah. Other things within beekeeping, you have possibility of having influence.
Yes.
It's you who decide a lot of things in the colonies, and I think that very often the major problem for bee colonies is actually the beekeeper.
Okay.
and not the colony as such.
That's true, okay.
Because the beekeeper is always the wise guy. And very often he makes decisions without using his brain.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I really mean it.
No, okay. It's important to say that. Okay.
Yeah, because basically what a beekeeper has to do, he has to compare his colony with his children.
Yeah,
when he looks at
absolutely.
his children, he can see if they are good, if they are having a nice time. So when they are working in their colonies, well, the beekeepers must open their eyes, try to feed the colony, get the idea, what is the status here? Is the colony having a good time or a bad time? Yeah. And make decisions according to that. And in terms of raising queens, well, nobody is thinking about the quality of the larvae, even the size of the eggs before they start.
Even
the size of the eggs, it's also a matter to consider. Is how is the situation in the breeding colony? Is the breeding colony well fed? Do they have enough pollen? Will you graft in the sun, or will you take the needed precautions?
Okay.
How old is the frame from where you are grafting? Has it been in the car half afternoon?
Okay. A lot of situations,
a lot of things. How is the situation in the grafting room? Is it dry? Is it humid?
Yeah. Ah yes.
Is it cold?
Kind of
Is it hot?
Ah oui, juste une question à ce propos. Est-ce qu'un finisseur est plus efficient avec une reine ou sans reine, orphelin? En fait, bon, c'est une question pour moi, je me la pose pas mal. Enfin, c'est même une question récurrente en France. Est-ce qu'il vaut mieux élever dans une colonie orpheline ou avec une reine?
Just to know what you think about that. Is better with or without queen?
What you want to know is what's best, raising queens from a queenless colony or raising queens from
absolutely.
It depends on a lot of things. Well, if you're raising a number of queens, I think it's best to use a queenless starter.
Are we?
Yeah. Because if you're using starters with queens, well, it also depends on what kinds of bees you have. There are bees that are more happy in making cells than others.
Okay.
Actually, 10, 15 years ago, we had a problem in our starter because we couldn't get them going. They wouldn't start any cells until we realized that the the brood we put in was actually from an old drone line that was adapted to no swarming.
Okay.
So
they don't. Okay.
they don't. The bees didn't really know how to build cells.
Okay. Okay.
So if you want to make sure, produce a small starter and get them going there. But of course, it's possible to raise queens above a queen excluder. But it depends on, are you raising 10 queens or are you raising 10,000 queens?
Chaque situation dépend de ses besoins et d'un nombre infini, ou en tout cas un nombre important de détails, quoi, en fait.
Well, you can raise queens in 500 different ways.
Yeah.
And there is, well, if you have 10 beekeepers and ask them about it, they will have 12 or 13 opinions.
Yes.
Not even 10, but 12 or 13 opinions. So, well, I won't play the wise guy here. I can tell you what I do, because for me it's working. And what we try is, of course, to improve at any stage.
Allez, une question maintenant à propos des abeilles noires, Apis mellifera mellifera. Qu'est-ce que tu penses de la situation de l'abeille noire en France, en Europe, plus généralement?
Well, to be quite frank, I support all efforts made to maintain the original bees.
Yeah.
First of all, I think it's important to have them. And of course, secondly, I have a personal interest, because when
You can take genetics from.
Yeah, when I'm missing sex alleles, I have to get genetics from original bees.
Yes.
But in terms of selecting between yellow bees, black bees, brown bees, green bees,
whatever.
Well, for me, it's not a big question, because when it comes to love, you can pick the mother or the daughter. But I think it's important that there is no such as any discrimination towards different races. It's actually the same pile, because we are all beekeepers.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe I have a personal relationship to some bees, and there are bees I like more than others. But I cannot say that it's wrong to have this or that or whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely.
I respect all kinds, and if people having black bees, if they can use some of my knowledge, I will help them. It's not a question.
Absolutely. Yeah. Perfect.
All right.
Allez, nous allons terminer par une conclusion, avec un petit mot sur le futur, ce serait intéressant. Mais auparavant, j'ai encore une question. Est-ce que tu as une espèce de mantra, une phrase que tu te répéterais chaque jour, mentalement?
Oh yes, I do, because
C'est possible de savoir? Ou il s'agit de choses personnelles?
well, overall, I have a saying. I have to translate it, maybe.
Okay.
Well, it goes as, actually, Brother Adam taught me that, because for him it was he was not very impressed with the scientific world.
Yeah.
Not at all. He was more or less laughing now and then, because he said scientific knowledge without practical experience is of absolutely no use. And well, I can follow that.
Yeah, okay, understand.
Conclusion.
Very good.
But generally here, where we are been working together for a number of years now, it's the same crew. Well, we have a saying that goes, well, we say, we'll better do it today than tomorrow.
Yeah, okay, understand.
And whenever we see something that could cause or create the slightest idea about improvement, we try to implement it.
Okay.
We are not just testing and testing and testing for fun.
Yes.
And even when I'm traveling, well, I've been in the business for many, many years. Even when I'm traveling around, my eyes is always open. And sometimes I see something where I have to say to myself, oh, you shithead. You've had that problems for 25 years now.
The solution is...
And it is so simple. So, well, all beekeepers should be aware to keep their eyes open.
Yeah.
And they should by all means be open-minded. Not just say, well, for many beekeepers, they have a lot of secrets, but what's your idea in having secrets? It's far better to discuss things with your neighbors, your friends. So it's important for beekeepers in general to work together and cooperate in any way, especially in line of breeding. For instance, if they want to produce their own queens, why don't they have a word with their neighbors about finding a spot where they can mate their queens?
Yeah.
Instead of just being on their own. And well, another of my things is that there's not such as questions that is too stupid to be posed.
Okay.
So normally I say to people, well, ask me. Maybe there's an easy answer. Maybe the situation is very complex. But very often it's easy answers.
Yes.
And people are doing something, making kind of mistake, silly mistake, without knowing they are making a silly mistake. And well, if they could be in contact with other beekeepers, they might avoid that. For instance, problems introducing queens in splits, problems within the introduction of queens in the fall, because in general, there is so many stories being told about this and that.
Yes.
When you want to swap a queen, you have to take the old queen, kill it, and put it on the floor of the hive. You have to release the queen the day after. There's a lot of
so many stories. Yes.
There's so many stories.
Yes.
And well, that's one of the reasons why you have 12 stories when you have 10 beekeepers.
And 12, it's a small number. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Keld.
Okay.
And
a little bit about the future of the buckfast bee.
Yes.
Maybe.
Let's go. Yeah.
Okay, you asked me about what I think would be the future for the buckfast bee, and actually I'm quite concerned about it.
Absolutely.
Because, well, the buckfast bee is very, very popular in Europe, and it's spreading. We are important now to overseas country as well, and they have seen that it's paying off to introduce that kind of bee. But the major problem is not to get the queens produced, but to get the basic breeding running.
Yeah.
And the basic breeding is the really tough side of it. First of all, you have to possess knowledge. You have to know where do I get the specific characteristics I'm looking for.
Yeah.
What can I put together? If you have a swarming problem, how do I find a solution for that? If you have a propolis problem, how do I find the solution? And so on and so on. Because as I told you earlier, multiplying queen is, well, that's easy. You can multiply bad queens and you can multiply good queens. But a good multiplier who knows what he is doing will be able to produce thousands of first-class buckfast queens if he has the right breeding material, if he possesses the right drones for his work. The major point in buckfast breeding is, of course, that the buckfast bee is, well, actually, it's not a cross, but it's a mixture of characteristics from many bees.
Yes.
Maybe 5, 6, 8 different kinds of bees.
Yes.
And it's all packed together in the buckfast bee, but it can spread out rapidly. So instead of having nice bees in 2 generations, you can really have nasty bees again. It is a forthcoming process. And what we need at present is that we need young people that are prepared to spend the needed time, the needed money, and the needed power in starting that. But it should be a matter of interest.
Yes, absolutely.
Because the price you can get for Buckfast queens now as a basic breeder is actually too low.
Too low, yes. Yeah, I understand that.
Because it takes so much manpower to do it, whereas it's far easier to produce queens. Being a multiplier is, well, it's easy.
Yeah, I understand.
You just pick up the phone, you order 10 different kind of breeders, and you select a couple of them, and then you just multiply. And for the end user, a minor beekeeper who wants to produce a few queens for himself and his neighbor, it's also important that he has access to the right material.
Yes.
And there are people now in Europe talking about the Buckfast as being a kind of race in Europe. A kind of race.
Yes.
That they should be able to carry on with the material as you do with the yellow bee or the canio, whatsoever. But I'm afraid they are mistaken at that point.
Okay.
I never calculated, but I'm very much afraid if we take all the European Buckfast bees and dissect the pedigrees, I'm very much afraid that
it's a small one.
That the basics are very small.
Yeah.
If you look at the various importations, if you look at the basic breeding that has been done.
Et donc, on doit agrandir ce pédigré?
No, because, breeding Buckfast is a forthcoming process.
Oh, yes.
We cannot say, well, that's that. We have the Buckfast bee now, and we can go on with the Buckfast bee for years, as we do with the Italian bee.
Yes.
That's not the situation, because the basic terms of Buckfast breeding are quite different.
Yes. So we need just work, hard work, time, and
new people coming in.
And new people and knowledge about bees. Yes. This is solution.
But it's dying out because the old guys from the 70s and 80s, they are reaching a retirement point. And in Europe, there's just very few who's capable of doing that.
Et tu penses que la génération suivante, elle est là, enfin, ou elle n'est pas prête, ou... Enfin, bon, il y a besoin de nouvelles personnes, quoi qu'il arrive. Hein.
Need new people, whatever. Yes.
Yeah, need new people.
Yes. Okay.
And the people who have started working, they need to take courses, because suddenly it will come to an end.
Suddenly? Oui.
Ouais, c'est un futur triste, non? Non, on doit réagir tout de suite, en fait, c'est ça, hein?
Yeah, we must have people start working with it.
Yes.
But the problem is that it takes a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of effort.
Ça rejoint aussi ce que tu disais tout à l'heure sur le prix des reines qui est trop bas. Si ça demande autant de temps et d'énergie, il faudrait que ce soit plus haut. Et sinon, tu connais des jeunes qui reprendraient le flambeau?
Well, I've tried to introduce some young people to the life of breeding, but when they realize how hard work it is, and secondly, well, it's not enough to decide I want to be a breeder now. There are personal demands for a breeder that has to be fulfilled. You must have the needed qualifications, personal qualifications, to do it. Because with a French or Spanish attitude, where you say mañana, the results will never come up.
Rigole pas, toi. Yes, understand.
Or if you say ça marche, ça fait peut-être.
Yeah, we must be
very firm, very consistent.
Merciless.
And that's one. Brother Adam told me a lot of things, but the most important thing was that he taught me how to work.
Yes. It's really important.
that is a really important side of things.
You may write a book, no? To teach us how to work.
Yeah, but on the other hand, well, a book is good, but you have to have it in your hands. You have to have somebody standing beside you and say, "What do you see, my friend? What do you see? Tell me, what do you see?"
I agree with that. Yes, yes.
Give me an assessment of the color.
I will come 1 week without camera. Huh? Yes. To work with you. Ah, yes,
that could be interesting.
Yes, I will improve my English, but okay.
It could be worse.
Yes. Thank you very much, Keld.
Was it okay?
Yeah.
I didn't.
No, it's
a
okay.
balance.
Avec le café. Still a cup of coffee with you.
Yeah.
Ever.
No.
Hello guys.
Hi.
Henry, ça va? Bonjour.
Bon.
Bonjour, ça va?
Bonjour. Hi.
C'est la récolte?
Yeah, but there's not much honey.
Okay.
But we have an old queen here. We just want to see.
Det ser da ud til at være et eller andet, Keld. Og så en ud foran. Vi skal have en ud foran. Så honning.
Så er der honning her.
Ja.
Så er der lige med noget røg til.
Det kan være heldigt.
Mere røg her.
Ja.
Hvad farve skulle den være?
Det kan jeg ikke. Lilla gul. Det er faktisk en lidt dårlig farve.
She's old, but
Yeah.
she's been doing good. If she's here, if she's still here, maybe there's a new one. We haven't been here for a long time.
Yeah, okay.
Vi skal ned. Tror du ikke, de har skiftet den?
Det er ikke sikkert, Keld. Jeg synes, der er mange pigge i. Men det ser ud som om, det går meget godt, kan jeg sige.
Hvor meget yngre havde du de andre?
Jamen det svinger nok. Også nogle klatter som det der.
Hvad er det?
Ja. Og så for et stykke, altså der er så hele forsejlede tavler. Altså der har været mere gang i den for et stykke tid siden. Altså nu bruger hele kassen.
This is an old queen, but we want to make sure that she's here before we graft from her.
Yeah.
Because we haven't seen her since when?
So,
Mid-April.
Oh, yes.
We're looking for a frame for Morgan's,
Okay.
but we cannot take anything before we know for sure that we have the right queen here.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Understand.
Jeg tror, det er nyt, der går, Henrik.
jeg tror det sagtens her. Når hun har været et stykke tid.
Oh no, the old one is here.
The old one.
Oh, yes. You clip, everyone. Okay, perfect.
But she's quite old, that's why you see the pattern of brood is not very good. So actually, she's we are grafting from her because she's done well for 2 seasons, but it's coming to an end now.
Okay.
Vi skal have fundet noget.
Ja. Må jeg få den der? Den går ikke på.
Look here. We are keeping records on all hives.
Yes.
The dates where we are here, what we have seen, what we have done, the evaluations, and the major things, swarm tendency,
Okay.
the timber, the way they are moving on the frames, the honey harvest,
Okay.
and here you can see it's a queen from 16. You
Okay.
can see the combination,
Okay.
the marking. There's an old note here from 16 that she's good.
En tavle for morgen.
Testing for nosema here,
Okay.
and here I've written eventually drone line.
Okay, eventually gonna just a good picture of it. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Keld.
I have it in English too. And I want to
Really?
make it, yeah, I made this in English because people are asking for it.
Ah, okay, okay.
And the French version is coming out.
Yes, yes.
When I have time.
Jeg tror, det bliver det her. Jeg kan ikke rigtig.
Har vi en kost?
Så kom der nu.
Det er kost.
For grafting, okay.
This actually
Ah, l'outil, il a affûté des deux côtés.
it was a gift from Brother Adam.
Really?
Yeah. I have it for many years.
Ah ouais, c'est une relique en fait.
Det er ikke fordi, der er meget, men der er lidt.
So first check up is make sure that it's the right queen, right?
Of course.
The number.
The number, okay. On the frame. 301.
So when the technician gets it, he knows for sure what it is.
Okay.
So basically what we are doing now, because the colonies have been here without any queen excluder, and now we are preparing the new winter compartment
Okay.
and introducing the
The
queen,
queen
excluder.
inside, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like this.
Yes.
C'est une serviette humide.
It's a bit weight. I mean, yes. With water. Yes. Yes.
The temperature for eggs and larvae is not a problem,
Ah ouais, je voulais demander ça justement.
but humidity is a problem.
Okay.
Must not dry out.
Okay, okay.
I will go home with those 2 Morgans and then I'll return. All right?
Okay.
You will go, Henrik will finish here and you will go to another bee yard.
Okay.
I kører i Bredvang, ikke?
Det er det, vi siger. Ja.
Donc les gens, pour en finir avec cette partie qui est la récolte en fait, hein, là vous voyez que Henri, il remet la reine dans la boîte du bas avec une grille à reine, c'est le petit interstice qu'on voit au-dessus de la box numéro 1, et il replace tous les jeunes cadres de couvain, tous les cadres récents de couvain dans la box du bas, et ensuite dans la box numéro 2 il y a les cadres de couvain plus anciens. En fait, il y a une rotation des cadres du plus récent qui vont en bas jusqu'au plus ancien qui reste au-dessus pour pouvoir être sorti l'année suivante en fait. Voilà. Et après le miel, la récolte suivante. Donc en fait, ils viendront récolter le troisième box qui sera le miel d'été et enlever le deuxième box qui sera le couvain né avec les vieux cadres pour ne laisser qu'un box pour l'hiver. Et là, ils mettent des cadres construits, pas à construire, c'est trop tard maintenant. Bon, et là, il s'agit de souffler les abeilles proprement dit, hein, voilà. Alors on en pense ce qu'on veut, enfin bon, il faut rester humble et pas forcément juger à l'emporte-pièce, hein. Non, chacun voit midi à sa porte, mais enfin bon, on n'est pas obligé de... Voilà, bref, vous m'avez compris. Là, ce qui est intéressant de noter, c'est le trépied amovible, je sais pas si c'est de l'inox en ferraille, là, c'est pas mal. Le souffleur qui est puissant et qui est à part, vous voyez, avec la longueur de tuyau, qui est pas mal, voilà. Ça permet de souffler devant chaque ruche, bon. Et sachant que ce pas des cadres de hausse qui soufflent, c'est des cadres de corps, enfin là, au niveau de la hauteur, il n'y a pas de différenciation hausse ou corps, hein. Par contre, il y a une rotation des cadres très importante, avec, ça je ne l'ai pas filmé, mais un atelier cire aussi qui est extrêmement conséquent. Il ne faut pas oublier qu'il y a 20 tonnes de miel qui sont faites comme ça, hein. C'est pas négligeable. Bon, nous voilà de retour avec Mogens qui s'occupe de remplir les apidéas. Alors le principe, vous le connaissez, il s'agit de remplir des mini-colonies dans lesquelles Mogens met une reine vierge. Et c'est cette reine qui va se faire féconder sur les îles par des lignées de mâles sélectionnés et qui vous seront envoyées après par transport lorsque vous commandez sur Internet. Vous voyez qu'il y a une petite boîte d'abeilles qui est mise dans chaque... ce sont des abeilles qui ont été collectées auparavant, hein, qui vont être mis dans chaque apidéa avec une reine vierge, une réserve de candy et puis 3 petits cadrons métalliques avec une amorce de cire. Pourquoi métallique? Parce que c'est plus pratique pour être nettoyé à la vapeur chaque hiver. En effet, chaque apidéa ne sert qu'une seule fois sur les fécondations sur île et 2 fois sur les fécondations autour de la miellerie. On verra tout à l'heure Henry qui va remettre une reine vierge dans les apidéas qui ont déjà servi une fois. Donc vous vous souvenez, hein, chaque vierge est déjà marquée et là vous le voyez, chaque nucléi est numéroté évidemment pour un suivi complet et total. Ce qui peut être troublant, c'est la quantité ou les gestes parfois un peu brusques peut-être, mais en fait c'est extrêmement précis, il n'y a pas une abeille qui traîne, hein. Et sur la quantité, ça revient le discours que nous avait fait Keld auparavant de dire... vous savez, ça prend énormément de temps et d'énergie et d'argent de faire tout ça, quoi, de faire perdurer la sous-espèce bugfast. Donc il faut bien, en contrepartie, faire énormément de reines. Je pense que s'il pouvait éviter de faire autant de reines, il le ferait, hein. Un peu comme tous, moi c'est pareil, si je pouvais vivre avec 70 ruches, je serais très content, mais je peux pas. Voilà. Donc on est obligé, il est obligé de faire comme ceci. Alors je vous avoue que j'ai posé la question là à Mogens. Je lui ai dit directement, est-ce que tu ne trouves pas que c'est un petit peu industriel ce que tu fais? Très honnêtement, il m'a regardé, il n'a pas compris ce que je lui ai demandé. Il m'a dit, non, je vois pas ce qu'il y a d'industriel. Pour lui, c'est un artisan de l'abeille, mais complètement, quoi. Donc voilà, ça c'est juste une parenthèse que je tenais à vous dire. Voilà. Bon.
Ok.
Donc ça, tu le fais à chaque fois, hein. Tous les apidéas viennent ici en cave pendant 2 jours, 3 jours, combien de temps? Et pourquoi tu fais ça?
They are starting to build on the flames, and the queen and the bees are getting used to your and they can smell her pheromone.
Ok.
So when we are open, there's no bee coming out.
Okay. No desertion de nos secondes. Ok.
Et donc voilà, après ces nucléi sont emmenés sur les îles de fécondation avec les lignées de mâles contrôlées. Là, ce sont des nucléi qui sont situés à quelques minutes, même pas de la mielerie. Et on vient voir Henri qui vient remettre une nouvelle reine vierge dans chaque nucléi. Ceux-ci servent 2 fois donc. Bon alors, il y a énormément de vent, ça n'a pas été facile, les gars sont valeureux quand même de travailler comme ça. Donc on va le voir quand même, il vient mettre une recharge de candy pour éviter qu'elle meure de faim, hein. Ça miele pas à ce moment-là. Il vient casser les cellules royales que les abeilles auraient pu refaire sur les 3 petits cadrons. Et il remet une reine vierge dans les cages jaunes avec du candy. Ça, ce sont les cages qu'on connaît, quoi. Hein, voilà. Donc les abeilles vont libérer la vierge et celle-ci va se faire féconder. Alors là, on est dans un environnement à peu près contrôlé, mais enfin, c'est pas l'environnement contrôlé des îles, hein, bien sûr. Donc là, il enlève les 3 cadrons pour écarter les abeilles et remettre d'abord une recharge de candy. Ensuite, il place la reine vierge en vérifier que la cage soit bien ouverte. Hein. Vous savez, le petit ergot en plastique qu'il faut casser sur les cages neuves. Donc il pose la cage au fond et remet les 3 cadrons en prenant soin d'enlever les cellules royales qu'elles auraient pu refaire. Hop, là, je ne pouvais pas, bien sûr, ne pas en parler, mais c'est une vue extrêmement rapide de la partie extraction. C'est une salle qu'ils essaient de garder propre, hein, en tout temps. Vous avez sur la droite, là, une chambre chaude, et puis, bon, il y a 2 gros extracteurs Thomas. Voilà, enfin, franchement, on ne s'est pas attardé ici. Ce qui nous intéressait, là, c'était vraiment l'élevage, les apidéas. Et puis, bon, on y va tout de suite sur l'île, une des îles de fécondation.
So what do you see first?
I can see she's mated. See the brood?
Yeah.
I'm not looking for the queen now.
Why?
I don't. Why should I see her? I don't want to see her before she's ready to go.
Why?
Why should I see her now? What's the idea?
I don't know. Just because I mean, no, usually, but
No,
just today, I mean.
No,
Usually, I understand that you don't need to see her.
They started to seal the brood.
Yeah.
But we never ship queens before they are mature.
Means 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Minimum?
But she's doing all right.
Okay.
Apparently she's hiding.
Yeah.
You can try one more.
Just for fun.
This is the best queen of the tree we have seen. I can spot the quality of the queen by looking on the top of the epidia.
About the food? No. About what?
Just a sense.
Okay. She's here. I saw her. Yellow and purple. I think something like that.
Yeah, there she is. Yellow purple.
Yeah.
Hey, you got her?
Yeah, beautiful.
So we only have to do a few thousand of that. There's a long way to go.
Yeah.
Grass cutter.
Was a what?
The machine cutting the grass.
Okay. It's a grass cutter. Okay.
Yeah. The French word for grass cutter?
Tondeuse.
Tondeuse.
Oh, yes, tondeuse. Tondeuse is a small one.
Yeah, I know.
Ok, nous voilà coincés à visiter les nucléis sur l'île et il y a un beau soleil et puis là il y a une jolie petite pluie. C'est formidable, ça va pas durer. L'occasion de poser quelques questions à Keld.
Ah mais oui, je suis prêt.
In French? So,
no. In English.
Donc voilà, alors là on est sous l'abri de la tondeuse, hein, sur la droite des ruches. Alors les ruches là sont au nombre de 16, ce sont les colonies pour les mâles.
Yeah, 15 or 16 drone colonies.
Donc là tu nous as dit tu peux amener 500 reines, hein, dans les apidéas.
Well, one of the most important things is it's actually not the big amount of drones that counts, but the quality of the drones.
Yes.
It's a frequent problem beekeeping they having. Also in terms of artificial insemination, that they produce a lot of drones in every single hive by inserting drone wax and stuff. The important thing is that there is an upper limit for the number of drones you can get raised in one colony. There's no idea in having 2,000-3,000 drones in each colony if 1,000 is infertile. People who want to do artificial insemination, they insert frames of drone foundation.
Yeah, I do that, yeah.
And you get lots of drones. There is an upper limit for the number of drones a colony can raise.
Yeah.
You can get as many drones as you want, but if they are not fertile, if they're not able to mate a queen, because the quality of the drone is bad. So the important thing in drone colonies is have the right amount of drones.
Yes.
Not too many and not too less.
Quality is more important.
Yeah, the quality is more important. Because if you have a lot of drones being infertile, you know, infertile?
Yeah, infertile, yes,
yeah.
okay.
If you have a lot of drones being infertile, it's of no use.
Comment on sait si un mâle est infertile ou pas?
Try to squeeze it and you can see if there's semen in
But
it.
they are infertile because of the too young, or
No, too many.
Too many? Okay.
Too many at
Okay,
one
I don't know
time.
that. Okay.
They don't develop properly.
Okay.
So normally when I do artificial insemination, I use, as many other aspects, I use natural selection of the drones.
Okay.
So what I do is that I raise drones in a limited amount. When the drones has hatched, I mark all the drones and I let them fly free.
Okay.
Because the day the day comes where you're about to inseminate, you have only good drones, because all the shitty drones, they died.
Okay.
Et tu ne mets pas spécialement de cadre à mâle, hein?
No, I just make drone cuttings. I insert drone wax, but only of this height, 5 centimeters.
Okay.
In the bottom of 2 frames in each hive.
Okay, 2 frames. Okay.
So in total it's a piece of drone wax like this and not a